Thanks so much for coming. And thanks, Roger. If it was 2005, I was a terrible musician. So he stuck with me, I guess. If I haven't met my maker, then I ain't gonna go. Ain't no coffin ready to take me before I shake the hand above my headstone. All that dust green has the makings of one more day, one more night. I'm moving up, moving out, move me along, and move me to the end of the line. If I ain't dead already, then I ain't gonna go. One more walk up to your doorstep, and one more car ride to Ohio. All that dust green has the makings of one more day and one more night. And I'm moving up, moving out, so move me along and move me to the end of the end of the end of the line. Watch me walk. Thank you. So how's everybody doing? Good. Get some food. Some beer on tap. How often do you say that at a house concert? Oh, Roger, what do you have on tap tonight? You got Great Lakes beer on tap tonight?
That's part of the way I get people here.
Well, I think yeah, there's not too many house concerts that have beer on tap. But I really appreciate everyone coming tonight. Sometimes you travel very far, and I have done this quite a few times. I've traveled very far to play for a guy running sound. And although I think he thought I was, he liked it, I don't think he was thrilled that no one was in the audience. So I doubt the living room in New York City is going to have me back anytime soon. but I really appreciate it's really lovely to see people.
On out that door alongside the night, with that porch light gone, collar don't feel so tight. I left you asleep with a letter that I had to write, since I didn't do running from you just might. Gave my shoes a rest along the pike, crossed my way through Virginia on down to the Carolines. A stepping stone from a brittle bones, read another road sign. No loving to do, running from you is just fine. Ain't got a nickel, ain't got a dime. She ain't as pretty as you, but she treats me fine. Honey, don't you wait up, don't you hold the line. Found a love so true, ain't gonna run back to you this time. Found a love so true, ain't gonna run to you this time. Was on out that door inside the night, with that porch light gone, the collar don't feel so tight. I left you asleep with a letter, man, that I had to write, since I didn't do running from you just might. Since I didn't do running from you just might.
So, I live in Washington, D.C., and I actually live in Washington, D.C. I don't live in a suburb of Washington, D.C. A lot of people, oh, I live in Washington, D.C. Oh, where do you live? Fairfax, Reston, which is like 45 minutes away from Washington, D.C. But I live in Washington, D.C., and I used to live in Cleveland from 2000 to 2003 I lived here. And absolutely loved it, and was really sad to leave when it was time to leave. But anyway, more on that later when I get to that song.
I have read your letter 1,000 times. You wrote of letting love and you once would not allow. But I have broken through. It's 1001, 1002 is a wonder what you're doing now. will take a few. Wait and wait and wait for crying out loud. When I rest that letter between my hands, it gets better. Always wondering what you're doing now. When I'm spilling wine or working on music, my feet walk along the path without you around. Wait to make more memories for the day you will walk with me. Sure as that sun goes up, sure as the sun goes down. Yeats described beauty in just one line. He wrote, she who had brought great Hector down, and I'd have it no other way. And even if I have to say, I wonder what you're doing now. Thanks. You guys hear okay back there? Yeah. Really? Yeah. Excellent. Good. I usually try to figure out when I play shows what the best seat in the house is. And I'd say the couch. But you are a little low. But
It's okay.
there you go.
We are.
You can see me right there. So I usually I come and play Cleveland at least once a year. I try to get here twice a year. I usually play at the Barking Spider, which is one of my favorite places in the world, for a lot of different reasons. And when I first lived here, I called Martin, and he does, you know, a lot of people you book through email and send press kits and blah, blah, blah. And Barking Spiders, you call them for everything. And I can see them, you know, dipping their pen in ink and like putting the calendar on their parchment. And so I guess when I was working at a school and someone told me, oh, you should check out the Barking Spider. Well, the Barking Spider pretty much books most of their shows in September for the entire year. And if you're not there, you don't get a good choice of a date usually. But I remember calling Martin, and I could not get a show there to save my life. And I didn't have an album. I had a demo 4-track CD. I dropped it by, and he liked it, but it was October, so no shows for another year. And then I just started playing the open mics there. And I can't remember the first time I actually had a show. The first time I had a show, I think, was after I left Cleveland. Maybe touring a bit or coming from out of town gives you a little more credibility. I don't know. But Martin is such a lovely soul in a lot of different ways, and so I keep coming back to the Barking Spider. So I try to get here once or twice a year, but I have a mailing list, and if you want to know when I'm coming back, please sign the mailing list. Inundate you with my spam. But I have a record that I recently released. Well, it was a year ago, a little over a year ago, and in between my first record and the second one, I was trying to finish the second one. It literally became, okay, it's going to come out soon, and then another year passed, and it's going to come out soon, and another year passed. Next thing I know, it's 4 years. But in between, every time I come to the Barking Spider, Martin would ask me, "Do you have it? Do you have it with you?" I said, "It's not done yet, Martin. I'm sorry." And came to a point where I played, but it was a month off of when it really was going to be done. And he said, "Do you have it?" I said, "No, but the next time I come, I will have it in my hands." And he said, "Oh, well, you'll bring your band and we'll have a party," which was, I think, a very
cool thing to hear from Martin. And it's not very often you hear Martin saying we're having a party at the Barking Spider. But he passed away in between the times where I came back, and it kind of really made me a little sad. But this song is from the new record, and it's called "I Know I Miss You More."
I'm burnt as ash, an old fire of the heart. I'm frail from I love you, now I got weakness in my heart. And I feel shameless for having crawled careless towards your heart. Seated for the ballet, you always want to go. Took your hand from your pocket, felt uneven as a stone. And someone hit the house lights, become my love, and there it goes. Now I know I miss you more. I know I miss you more. Sunset, sundown, not blue but the blues. And I feel mighty overworking over you. And flowers look up in December to a useless cratered moon. Now I know I miss you more. I know I miss you more. You ever seen when people put their pictures flat face down on a dresser? These are the same folks who pack the bags for Avalon in the early 60s in Manchester. Sling guitars over their shoulders and walk out that door and shout forever was what they discovered really want, what they got when they got to undress her. Between the expert and second guesser, I always get the lesser. Now I know I miss you more. I know I miss you more.
That's the best seat in the house.
And he didn't even pay.
Yep. To lie down, act like you're paying attention. Oh, Oslo. Anybody ever heard of Lonnie Johnson? Nobody. Nobody has ever? Well,
Maybe the person that just walked in.
you're Lonnie Johnson? That'll make me feel real bad.
How about Lonnie Johnson?
Oh, it is Lonnie. The ghost of Lonnie. Oh, well, you have some homework to do when you get home. But Lonnie Johnson, he was a blues guitarist, singer. Come on in. And one of my favorite artists. Just a very beautiful voice and guitar playing. And so I wrote a song. The song is about sometimes you just make up stupid stuff for songs. I don't know where it comes from. This guy really loves Lonnie Johnson and his Lonnie Johnson records, and he spends more time listening to his Lonnie Johnson records than he does listening to his girlfriend. So she throws out all of his Lonnie Johnson records. Gotta make a choice. I don't know. So this song is called Lonnie Johnson. And that sounds really stupid when I just say it. You're like, what did you write about? So yeah, it's called Lonnie Johnson.
Honey, where'd she hide your record sleeve? She cleared out all my drawers and my sleeves. Made one pile to throw out, one pile to keep. And how in the hell did you end up with that hotel key? Sometimes I can't recall what you wrote, then I try to hide what I misquote. She said she was so tired, one of you's got to go. Honey, when it's time, come on and take me home. Got to where you were, drove right through. Mornings don't move like my nights do. Another night to cry is another night's pursuit. And I don't think I can get along without you. And I don't think I can get along without you.
So I did a show in South Haven, Michigan last night. Anybody ever been to South Haven, Michigan? It's on the lake. It's beautiful. And out of the blue, a little over a week ago, I get a email from a newspaper in Southwest Michigan saying, I'd like to get in touch with Drew Gibson to do an article for the show in South Haven, which is really nice because that doesn't happen really ever. But sometimes it happens because the venue person contacts a paper, which is really nice, and I think that's what happened. And so he's like, well, would you like to do a phone interview? Or I'd like to do a phone interview. And I said, oh, great. Do a phone interview this past Monday at 9:30 in the morning. And at 9:29, I got in the shower. And I take long showers. Long, really hot showers. It's my relax. It's my fake sauna. Really. And at 9:45, I have a message and then 2 missed phone calls, and I'm like, oh crap. And I call him, and actually he calls back, and I answer, and I totally forgot to apologize. I just kind of said, oh yeah, I'm ready. But right after the phone interview, I got in the car to go on this trip, and when I hit Breezewood, Pennsylvania, I decided to call him back and apologize because I felt really bad. But the article came out in the Herald Palladium, and I didn't even really notice it. But the title of the article about me coming to Foundry Hall and South Haven, Michigan was called "Embracing Epicness." I looked at it, I was like, "Embracing epicness." I'm associated with the word epic. Okay.
It's because you're too busy to answer the
So,
phone.
you know, as you guys are sitting up here watching me play, it's just, you know, me, another day embracing epicness. So, I hope I can live up to those expectations for the rest of my musical career. Sally, I love you dearly. With the city edge is sharp, I couldn't shake that weight that made a mark. I'm where the dog lets the stars play their part. Moved out from the city, now home, country heart. Couldn't take it slow, the heavy hands ran me off. So I traded that hard and concrete for the comfort of valley moss. And I let the wood and the river and the dust be my boss. Of Sally in the city, but the country outweighs the loss. Sunrise of vermilion, moonlight like a ghost. And I need your love, Sally, but these pastures I need most. And I'll meet you at the stable by the county line outpost. You come second to the country, but it sure is close.
I love you dearly. The city edge is sharp. Couldn't shake that weight, it made a mark. So I'm where the dark lets the stars pack their part. Moved out from the city, now home, country heart.
One more and then I can refill my wine, you can refill your, go to the tap.
Yep.
That's the, I should have told the story of that last song. When I lived here, I lived in Shaker Square and moved out to Chesterland on County Line Road. And I lived on, this family owned this 20 acres on County Line Road, and one brother had one house where his family, he lived with his family, and another brother had the house on the other side of the property, and then they had a couple carriage houses, and they had a pony stable that they converted to apartments. And I don't know how I found it, to be honest with you, but one of the apartments was up for rent, and I moved out there, and it is the happiest place I've ever lived, to be honest with you. You know, I never really locked my door, and you know, it's basically, it's the country, you know, it's rural, and it's just absolutely beautiful. And so cool in the summertime. I didn't have air conditioning, but it didn't matter. And now I look out at concrete and RFK Stadium out my window. So I'll play one more, and then I'll take a quick break, and then we'll do another set, right, Roger?
Yep.
In the morning, hardwood speaks to my lady, swift as sun up, held in fastness from a good night's keep. My baby, all the blues have woken up. So I think I'll write to the maker with a prayer as strong as paper. Honey, what it is you wanna do? Your promise is clear, so nowhere, my dear, and I'll be here in the evening too. Now wait, walking shoes get it wrong. Daylight moving in, moving on. Press your love firm in mine. Feels good every time. Now all the hands on, now where they belong. You know a quitting man would call it, a working man would haul it, and a writer would keep what he's written on. So I promise what it's worth, is one with love's deserved. So it'll be here when the evening's gone. Old town's on down, days look at you from each corner of the room. And that flower on the sill, growing strong and digging in, sunlit stone from all its riddled blue. When loving ladies lay, loving ladies shake, turn around and walk away anew. So we're covering your sights from now on through the night, and I'll be here to push the evening through. Oh no, oh no, oh push through. Oh shirt with all the time, and a hand that writes the clicking long railway line. Got a little girl out in that Cleveland cold. Her skin sheds layers and layers, layers above, these rags below. Got a gut that works like some weathered box of wood. Filled the box with what I can. Man, it ain't never with what I should. Working hard on an old washboard. I never meant to leave this year. Like a needle on the record. Why aren't you close? Why aren't you here? Who took the limits from that old ironing board? In the hangers in the closet where the cotton is kept in store. Who took the gravel from the trail, my evergreen and growth, down county line and road? Man, I just drove and drove and drove. Got a cardboard match, two gone for a fire. Love like latch for all them songs I wish I wrote and I admire. Love you Coltrane, love you Elmore, Johnson and McGee. I got my shirt across the dashboard, darling, I don't wanna leave. So I don't know if you probably noticed this. I got really long nails. It's pretty hot. I dated a girl here in Cleveland who I like to call her the Red Scorpion woman. She kept asking me to cut my nails, and she didn't get me. I said, no, I'm not cutting, I'm sorry. I said, these aren't long. These are fine. But the guy who wrote the article about my epicness asked me about fingerpicking, and I guess he had read somewhere about my nails, maybe, I don't know. And asking me why I play with fingernails, because a lot of guitar players who just fingerpick just play with their without nails, you know, which you get a totally different sound. You know, it's more muted like this, and then fingernails are a little crisper, a little louder, less callousy.
was asking me about growing out my nails, and I said, well, when I was in high school, when I first started learning guitar, I'm not neurotic, but I can't make a decision sometimes. It's just I can't decide, and it has cost me a relationship before. I'm so unwilling to misstep in a relationship. But I have problems making decisions, and it goes to music as well. But you know, when you play guitar, how many people play guitar? That are in, just a few. Okay, I know you, Mark. That's it. 1, 2, yes. Talk to him. But you know, you use a pick. You have a light pick, you have heavy, you have medium, you have super heavy, and they come in thickness and hardness. And when I first started playing in middle school, you know, I didn't know, do I use a light pick? Do I use a heavy pick? I had no idea. And I would use a light pick, and then it would, like, you're holding it and you're playing, and it would like shift in your fingers, and you feel like you're going to lose control and then gone. And if you see microphone stands of bands who have those pick holders, and it's usually because if they lose a pick, they just grab one. And that annoyed me that I kept ding, doing, another pick keeps flying out of my hand. And so I dealt with that. And then in high school we had a band who had some college kids in it that we knew, and one of the guitar players used his fingernails. And I was like, oh, okay, why not? I'm not seeing anybody. I'll grow out my fingernails. And started playing with my finger. And back then I wasn't finger picking, but I was just strumming. This is really exciting. Play like this. And so, which is serendipitous, I guess, when I get to this point of finger picking. But as a gag gift, I was in some program where we go to middle schools and teach these classes, and there was a group of kids who were in this program in high school, and we did gag gifts. The juniors would give the seniors gag gifts, and they gave me pink Lee press-on nails as the gag gift. And yeah, it was funny at the time. I don't know why I was telling you this. So before I moved to Cleveland, I lived in Pittsburgh, and right after college, and was very kind of, not what am I doing there, but I didn't know anybody, and it was my first urban life I've ever had. And my new album is called The Southern Draw, and D-R-A-W, and people say, well, what does that mean? It's not drawl, as in, you know, I grew up in Richmond, Virginia, where we have drawls, so I've lost mine, but we have drawls, and but this is called The Southern Draw, and the song I wrote was about what draws you to where you're from, and for me it was the South, so The Southern Draw. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I know, it's cool as shit, isn't it? So I wrote this song when I moved, and so this song is 15 years old. I wrote this song 15 years ago. You weren't alive 15 years ago, were you? So this is the title song to my new record, The Southern Draw. Here's to 6 hours it took to get here. And all my thoughts along the road to this shady side, to the one I left behind, past the old Dixie line. And here's to my true love down south I left behind.
gunshot that I heard in the city last night. And all the signs increasing the cries as they soon trail off as they pass on by. All the bridges I cross get me lost. Ease my mind. Here's to my true love down south I left behind. Tell me, how did you feel? Was that love or dust in your eyes? Work it out, alright. Keep me on my knees. Don't lose your southern drawl. You make it easy for me to fall. Here's to 6 hours took to get here. All my thoughts along the road to this city light, to the one who sleeps tonight past the old Dixie line. Here's to my true love down south I left behind. Here's to my true love down south I left behind. Welcome. Thanks for coming. You guys hear my Ohio references in my songs? You catch them? Better. Because I got no more. They're done. Was that true? I think it's true. No, it's not true. Sorry. I got one more. So, guitarist, but okay, any musicians otherwise in the audience? Yes, okay. What do you play?
Drums.
Drums and
Drums.
drums? Cool. I got nothing. I grew up wanting to be a drummer. I would watch. It's not that cool, but when I would go to basketball games, I would watch the pep band and the drummer. I would be like, "That's awesome! Do that."
What brought you to Pittsburgh? If you didn't know people.
Grad school. Yeah, I got all these degrees, and yeah, I went to the University of Pittsburgh for grad school in sports medicine, and that pays the bills. So that's what I did here, and that's what I do in DC currently. I'm on spring break right now. But I'm lucky enough to have a job where
You know, I work at a school, there are a lot of breaks, I get my summers off. And even when I need to take maybe half days or a day off to travel and do a show, they're all for it, which is really awesome. It's belligerent B string. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, he's in the kitchen. Hate your dirty ways. Love you, babe. Hate your dirty ways. Leave this time, I'm going away to stay. So, you guys know what you call the hippie's wife? Mississippi. Oh, we're telling jokes now? Great, all right. So the Lone Ranger was caught by Indians, and they tied him up at the stake and were going to burn Lone Ranger alive. And they said, "Do you have any last requests?" And he said, "Yes." And he calls his horse Silver over and he whispers into Silver's ear, and Silver takes off and just wait for Silver to come back. And a little while later, Silver comes back with 3 women on its back. And the Lone Ranger says, "You idiot, I said bring the posse." Oh, I love that. That's so awesome. Did you like that show? That was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was hysterical.
Not too dirty for everyone here? We're all adults. You know. Oslo will explain it to you after from the animal perspective. So, a few years ago, a girl I was seeing had read in Cosmopolitan about the best soaps for your skin, and she had brought it up. She's like, oh, I read this article of Cosmopolitan's rating the best soaps for your skin. And I feigned interest, and I was like, oh, really? What are the what are the best soaps for your skin? And she said, well, they said Dove soap is the best soap for your skin. I said, well, that's very interesting. And I said, well, what do they say about body washes? Because I roll with body wash. And, do they rate body washes? Oh yeah, they did. They actually rate body washes. Well, what was the best body wash for your skin? They said Olay Ribbons is the best body wash for your skin. I said, okay, I'm gonna try some Olay Ribbons. So I go to the store and you can choose purple, pink, or orange Olay Ribbons. And I chose purple. Try to keep some of my masculinity in it. And so I was using Olay Ribbons for weeks, and if it wasn't the best body wash for my skin I'd ever used. And I was sitting in it may have been at a gig or I can't remember where, but they had the lights, and I looked up at I just looked at my arm and I said, is that glitter? And then I looked at the light and I was like, I've got glitter? What is this glitter? And Olay Ribbons with luminous brighteners. So now I use soap. Oh, goodness. That had glitter. Anybody ever been to Elmira, New York? Heard of it?
Heard of it.
Yes! Yes, all right. Mark Twain is buried in Elmira, New York, because the wife that he was married to when he died was from there. A girl that I was seeing was from there. A lot of these songs on the new record are about. It's funny, the new record, actually, when I think about it, it's the first song I've done. It has songs about this girl and half the songs about another one. But I wrote this song called Elmira using the name of the town that she's from for a name of a girl or person, which I thought was kind of nice.
Rumbling on the wooden sleepers, it's a working man's song. Chug along, man, chug along. My road, and all love takes to the towers, launches arrows down on doubters. You and I left in our dreams. Love the New York in you, and I love that restless fight in you. When the train rolls out its lonely tune, we fight not to lose, not to lose, not love.
You love my mix of comedy and singing serious, beautiful songs.
Good career.
So this guy's at the bar and he's getting totally wasted, and he throws up on his shirt at the bar, and he's like, "Oh crap! My wife's gonna kill me. She's not supposed to know. I'm out drinking." The guy next to him is totally drunk. He said, "Oh no, man, no. You got any money?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Put $20 bills in your pocket and say someone else threw up on you at the bar and they gave you money for the dry cleaning." That's genius, man. That's genius. Go drink to that. So he goes home and his wife's like, "Where you been? You've been out drinking." He's like, "No, I haven't." She's like, "You've got puke all over your shirt." "No, see, this guy gave me $20. He threw up on me and he was drunk and he gave me $20 for the dry cleaning." She said, "You idiot. It's $40. And he said, "Oh, he also shit my pants." I think that one's better. That's a good one.
That is very
So my friend Mark, who plays guitar, is here, and he turned me on to this song, which I'd like you to know that I play this with my band now, Mark.
Yeah?
And, Mark and I used to do this together when we would play, and he would accompany me. So he was like, "Let's do this song." I'm like, "Okay." So
It just suits you, you know?
yeah, I think so. I mean, I
It suits
still
us.
play it. 10 years later, I'm
Yeah, I
still
know.
playing it.
You're still playing it.
I hope it's epic.
It's fun. You know, it's blues, so 3 chords. But I played this with the band that I played with some guys. Maybe I should stop drinking. You know, I'm a solo artist, which is great. But when you want to play with a band, you know, you got to hire. It's not like you're in it together in a band and you call yourself something, you know, U2 or whatever, and you're all in it equally. I want a guitar player and a drummer and a bass player. I have to pay them to play with me, you know. But I'm lucky enough to have guys in DC who let me play with them, really, because they're just great musicians. And we play this song, and I absolutely love it. Although my bass player's like, "You need to do your own stuff." I said, "But this is so fun." So I'll play it. I'll play it for you now. How about that?
All your loving is loving, all your kissing is kissing, all your loving is loving, all your kissing is kissing. Before I met you, babe, never knew what I was missing. All your love, pretty baby, that I got in store for you. And all your love, pretty baby, that I got in store for you. When I say I love you, babe, you say you love me too. And I say I love you, babe, and I don't mean maybe. And I say I love you, babe, and I don't mean maybe. Play a couple more for you here. It's really exciting to watch me do this. So I'll play a couple more for you. I can't say this enough. I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out and bringing food, and thank you so much to Roger for setting this up. I think this is really you know, when you're playing shows like solo, like I'm doing now, it's always nice to have listeners. I was playing in Pittsburgh one time and at a bar, and the TV was right above my head, and they kept it on.
Nice.
Actually, it wasn't Pittsburgh, it was like Coriopolis, Pennsylvania or something like that. And you know, I finished a song and I'm just like, and everyone's like going nuts. Yeah. And I'm like, sweet. And then I'm like, oh, the Steelers just scored. Oh, that's great. All right, thank you. So I'll send you all of my love from my box of pine wood, splintered wood and nails of rust. Lord, I miss my music chair, never had my legs goodbye. Can you hear me when I sing to you there? From the boneyard where I lie. Taking care of all my things, donate clothes, read my books, fall in love and move on. If someone knew you view my looks, 'cause love's a cannon for the law, a blazing gun for Peckinpah, Golden Gate Phil Concert Hall, setting sun to which you crawl. So I'll send you all my love from my box pine wood, spinning wood and nails of rust. Lord, mess my music chair, never had my legs to buy. Can you hear me when I sing to you from the boneyard where I lie? Can you hear me when I sing to you from the boneyard where I lie? Lie, 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 lie.
So I'll play one more for you, and I think I timed my one perfectly. Again, thanks so much for coming. Please come and say hello, and if you don't want to buy a CD, but you want me to autograph your hand, or your chest, or your shirt, I've never done it, but I will. But you guys have been absolutely lovely tonight. I would take you home and continue the party, but I think Mark would be pissed that everyone went to his house.
We can all come. Just jam. Get the drums.
There you go.
I'll plug in.
All right, Mark. Shh.
Sorry.
That's enough out of you.
Yeah, we're leaving now. Let's go.
But anyway, thanks so much. Play this one for you. So when I lived here, this is my last Cleveland story. Although I have more. This girl had, where I was working, had moved from New York to Cleveland, and she had grown up in North Olmsted, and moved back from New York back home because she was separated and getting a divorce from her husband, and we became friends and started hanging out, and I didn't know what proper decorum is for separations, and I was 26 years old, 25, whatever. But I soon found out that, oh, well, yes, she is dating, because she would tell me about all of her, Tommy and Bobby and, Ronnie and all these guys with Y's on the end of their names. I got a little tired of hearing about Tommy and Bobby and Ronnie and all the guys with Y's on the end of their names. And I guess she knew that, she sensed it, and she wanted me to get the picture about how she felt about me, and she said this is a direct quote of what she told me. She said, I don't like you, I've never liked you, and I never will like you. And so I was like, well, so you want to do something later? And get some pizza or something. But no, she said that to me, and I did a 180, walked out, and never spoke to her again. And so I started writing a song about her, or where she is, I am, what was, what could have been, what wasn't, what could never have been, ever, present, past, or future. And I'm just too nice, I guess, because this is a very sweet song, and it's a loving song. It's called Wishing You Well. But when I first put pen to paper, I did write Wishing You Hell. And it just wasn't me, so I changed it to Wishing You Well. So anyway, thank you so much for coming, and thanks for listening.
Wishing you well, wishing you all the best. Wishing you well, wishing you all the best. From that river in the valley, gonna wish you well from the highest crest. Thinking of you, where we stand, where we stood. Thinking of you, where we stand, where we stood. I'll keep thinking of you, little darling. All things bad, all things good. Waiting on you, waiting on you still. Waiting on you to take your hand and take to the hill.